Hello, this is Dr. Martina, your online sex therapist and sex educator. What is normal sex? This is a question I get a lot. It's actually a request from the clients. I would like to experience normal sex. Will I have sex like the normal guys do? What can I expect from my sexual experiences? And I usually push it right back at them and I say, well, what do you think is normal sex? And they really don't have an answer for it. Sometimes they bring up their courage and they say, well, it's what I see in pornography. I want to be able to penetrate for hours and make sure that the woman enjoys it like the women do in pornography. And then I usually get to say, well, that is not normal sex. A 20-minute vigorous penetration in a porn movie usually takes hours to film. And the average of penetration, what is normal is that the average of penetration is 3.5 minutes. So if you're somebody that is questioning what is normal sex, or that has a desire to know what they can expect from a sexual experience, then watch this video and you will be educated about what constitutes a sexual experience and if there's such a thing as normal sex.
This may go without saying, but I'm going to do it anyway. A sexual experience requires arousal to be present. You're going to have to be turned on, you're going to have a desire. In genital arousal, which is what constitutes a sexual experience, if genital arousal is present, that is ruled by two genital reflexes. It's a reflex phenomenon. The initiation of sexual arousal is a reflex action. Vasocongestion, it's called, which means blood flow of the genital organs, and that happens involuntarily for men and for women. It is impossible to trigger the arousal reflex at will and without stimulation. You need desire and some kind of stimulation for that. The second reflex is for the discharge of sexual tension and happens on the threshold of the point of no return. I'm pretty sure you have heard that term before. The increase in sexual arousal can be consciously perceived and influenced. Now, sexual experience, sex itself, whatever you want to call it, happens between these two reflexes, which is universal for everyone. But like many things in life, in a sexual experience, it is not always about the destination, but it is about the journey. So let me give you some examples of sexual journeys that one can expect during a sexual experience. In this case, you have been able to slow your arousal, and you have been able to increase it, to bring it up, bring it down, to play with it, and when you're ready, you bring it up past the point of no return and have a release. Now you can learn this. You can learn how to manage your arousal this way. If you're alone, masturbating, your journey might look something like this. You can see the journey is shorter in duration, maybe because you don't have time for a longer experience, or you have not learned how to prolong your arousal, and therefore you reach the point of no return earlier than you or your partner want you to. You could also have an experience where reaching the point of no return, having an orgasm, is not possible for one reason or another. And then the journey would look something like this. You can see the second reflex is missing here. So as you can see, we can have all different kinds of sexual journeys that we can experience during a sexual act. Now it all depends on your skill level, your emotional state at the time, your physical state, and it also depends if you're alone or if you're with a partner, because the partner will bring their own skill level and their own sexual journeys with them, all depending how well they are managing their arousal or not. So as you can see, there's no such a thing as normal sex. Now there may be some habitual journeys that we take for a masturbation session because we found one way that get us to the point of no return, and we're not going to stray away from it. But mostly when we are with a partner, the sexual expectations we can have that if we are in charge of our own arousal, then we have more of a direction what kind of journey it will be. And if we're not, then pretty much anything can happen.
So there you have it. There is really no such a thing as normal sex. Now, there are definitely expectations that we all have for our sexual experiences, but as long as you know that you can learn how to manage your arousal, how to be in charge of your sexual journey, then you will be open to have sexual expectations, and you will get excited because you'll be able to be creative with them too. Now, if you're being challenged with managing the arousal, like most of us are, I was too in my earlier years. So if those challenges exist for you, contact me, and I will make sure to provide you with the tools and the education that you will need to learn those skills. I'm looking forward to hear from you.